like 6 minutes early. It's not the New Year's
Oh, I
tree.
wanted
Well,
to
you
poison
see,
everyone's
Nose
brains.
showed up because he really wanted to furiously masturbate over Morbius Sonic the Hedgehog TTRPG. Atin
First of all,
was
that's not what I
morbidly
was doing.
curious
Fuck
as to
you.
what he was doing. Gray and I were already in a VC writing, because we were going to finish the Undying Scarab chapter. And then I was like, wait a second. I think we need to expand on this scene a little bit so it feels better. And then 3 pages later, we're still editing it.
Oh my god, Sneaky, stop recording everything up.
It's almost 4 now. We have one more line before it's 4.
We're not done the scene yet.
Just one small scene. That's it. We just need to do one small scene.
We just need to expand it a little bit.
The scene has 3 more parts to go.
Yeah.
It had 3 more parts to go when we started. We finished those. We now have 3 more.
Yeah.
Perish.
Indeed.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's what we were doing. That's why everyone was here. And then because we were all here, Sign showed up. Also because he showed up in the Sign Reel files.
Oh.
Wait, which was the scene that you had to remove from Space Battles?
The entire Barrios scene with Tatiana.
Oh, wait, which one? The one where she used it to survive long enough to get off the ship, or
Yes,
the
that
one?
one.
Okay, that one. Okay, yeah. I thought that would be. I thought if anything, you would get slapped for that. So that's not surprising at all to me. So what brought this on was we had a funny little moment where we had someone on Sign server be like, has Sign ever been involved with something that doesn't involve children? And I was like, yeah, Outer Heaven. Wait, hold on.
I was about to say Star Wars Tanya, but nah, he put kids in that one too.
You know, it's like peanut butter and jelly, Sign Real and children.
Oh.
I'll reiterate. 50 years old mentally.
You know,
yeah.
That doesn't make it better.
She works out a bunch,
sorry,
so
14.
she's physically 16.
Like, I was like, well, maybe could have done something with his mech star. It's like, oh, wait,
but
well, mech
a
stars,
legal
16-year-olds.
adult.
Yeah, if you say so, Sign.
So
I will give credit where it is due.
For the countries where 14 is legal, are you saying that's illegal and wrong?
For
I'm
the
saying they're
countries
wrong,
where
it's not
14 is
technically
legal,
illegal.
I am saying by my moral judgments it's wrong, and therefore it's my moral imperative to call a crusade to crush those countries.
That's perfectly fine. However, again, we're talking about the standards of that place. So by that place's standards, it's fine and acceptable, isn't it?
Yeah, perfectly acceptable by leftist logic, so yeah.
You are reading about a fictional environment, okay?
Oh, yeah, of course, Sign. A fictional environment.
I'm still going to call out the author.
Yes.
Look,
yes, that's fine.
If you want to write your Sign Island fanfiction, you go ahead.
Signland.
I will.
Is that a new country on the horizon? Signland.
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 Are you collecting funds to purchase Epstein's Island and to reopen it as a new country?
Maybe.
It comes with a free religious sacrifice
this entire thing has received a significant amount of bipartisan support.
Yeah, quite weird. Yes.
I wonder
I've got
why
one
that
retard
never
on
happened.
Roll Road. He keeps spamming, it's pedophilia, it's pedophilia.
Yeah.
Look, man. I've had this conversation with Atin one time because he kept calling Nose a lolicon. Like, Nose doesn't like it because the closest translation is that, but that's because of the origin of the word. I'm not going to call you that unless I'm sure you've got things on your hard drive that would get you probably not just in jail, killed in jail.
True. Very true. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you don't
It's
have
why I
that
stopped with the Yang stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now the only time it gets brought up is about the fact that we're not bringing it up.
Exactly.
Oh, by the way, Sneaky.
Yes.
My phone, well, actually, this is for Sneaky and Max. My phone attacked my age because it informed me that 10 years ago, on December 30th, 2015, I received the body pillow.
It's been 10 years since the best $200 I ever spent for a joke.
Yeah.
I love that. Is that thing still just stuck up in the closet?
Oh,
Getting
yes.
away from light in the world?
Where it ought to be, yes.
This is a travesty. I can't believe
Alright,
you
you know
wouldn't
what?
display me openly. At least put me on your wall.
Dang. Can't do them like that, huh? And just not gonna acknowledge your friend's precious gift to you?
Yeah.
10 years ago?
I acknowledge it every morning when I have to change my clothes.
Well, I don't like that one.
That was weird.
You went and made it weird.
You know what? It's time for an electric boogaloo.
Yeah.
Nose, I'm gonna need some pictures for reference.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
God in heaven, no, I'll burn that one.
What the fuck? I was not paying any attention. I went to fucking Twitter. What the fuck are you on about?
We need your measurements, Nose.
No.
Not those.
Fuck you.
Not those either.
I'm not giving you my nose measurements.
Pyramid of Giza.
What the
Fuck
fuck
you.
is... What
Fuck
is this
you,
guy...
you motherfucker.
What is this guy fucking posting? Jesus Christ, literally none of that has any relevance. Everyone except Tanya is a standard human. That's patently false, isn't it?
Everyone she's engaged in relations with. That being Satine and the ship's
that's
captain.
true. That's fair enough, yeah. Unless I'm grossly misremembering things. Teenagers... Wait. He's getting angry over Satine? The teenager? Who is roughly her age?
Satine is 19.
Okay,
I was gonna say,
that's
if anything,
understandable. Okay,
they should be getting mad at
hang on.
Satine.
Hang on. Let me pull it up just to remember. All right, Satine is 7 years old. No, she's 20-something. She's in her 20s.
Oh,
I forget.
okay, you know what? That actually makes that scene slightly problematic.
It does, which is why I don't read them.
Yes.
Look, just on principle to not feel weird.
Sign, I dislike
and not
how
in that way.
excited you were about it being a problem.
Look, one of his kinks is age play. It is what it is. Just move on. Don't mention it. It's just better for everyone.
As I said in that second comment, in the second thing I posted, the canonical age gap, the Lucas-approved age gap is 7 years, and that was between Satine and Canon Obi-Wan. I kept that in story, and the age gap between Obi-Wan and Tanya is also the Lucas-approved age gap. So she's about double that, so...
Wait, hold on. I'm confused.
Now.
Wait, hold on. I'm really confused. Pedophilia and grooming exist in canon and it being written about positively still makes the writer a creep. So by their definition, George Lucas is a creep.
Yes.
So why are they reading Star Wars fanfic? If the canon
Why are they consuming
if
Star
the
Wars
source
in
material by their definitions is creepy pedophilia, why are they reading Star Wars fanfic?
Because they want to pretend that part doesn't exist.
Of course, obviously, that's
you know, Sneaky, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to notice that.
Oh, of course, I did too much noticing. My apologies, Nose.
Excuse you?
So yeah, I had to edit the Royal Road version to remove.
Don't worry about it. It's a joke.
To Satine to avoid getting banned again.
Indeed.
Again.
Yes.
My story banned again.
Yeah, I know.
And then for some reason, okay, grooming Anakin, Satine, you're definitely grooming, whatever the situation is. Normalizing this in any way is absurd. If for some reason you don't care about the moral arguments for why this is unethical, I mean, look, I'm just going to say this right here. Young adults and teenagers... Look, there was a reason why we had an abandoned building nearby called the Sex Factory, and it was filled with fucking mattresses. I'm just saying.
Gee, I wonder how it could have ever gotten that name.
Yeah, I can't imagine how it got that name among the teenagers. Can't imagine how it got called that. Blah, blah, blah. For some reason, you don't care about the moral arguments about why this is unethical. I should point out that Royal Road has explicitly stated that if sexual content involves characters, there can be no indication or implications that the characters are or appear to be under the age of 18. Situations in which this may be ambiguous, such as differing maturity speeds, flows of time, age, and appearance, must not include sexual content of any form. Right, so as far as I'm aware, what you've posted to Royal Road does not contain sexual content.
It alludes to it. Therefore, I had to remove the references.
Yes.
Because I went back and actually reread the TOS on that. Hang on, let me post it.
Even fictional species need to be mature both by their standards and in human terms. What the fuck does that mean? Like, okay...
He means by Earth terms, Earth standards.
Right, no, I know, but if you have a fictional species that matures by the age of 3 and dies by the age of 16, are you not allowed to have sex with them?
Nope.
Fucking God, I hate moralizers.
Yep. Okay, here we go. Here's the explicit rule per...
Wait, is he trying to respond to everyone? Like, are people
Basically,
actually
yes.
dogpiling on him? This is great.
No, but he went out of his way to point that out repeatedly, which is why after I deleted a couple of his comments, which is why I went back and just said, fuck it, I'll edit the goddamn chapter. And edit it to match with the SB version.
It's not a harem. She's had 2 encounters, both casual. She's a Zeltron. Canon. Appeal to authority. Canon. Appeal to authority. Canon. And then fetish. I mean, that's about the peak of response I would expect out of you, Sign.
Am I wrong?
I mean, you're not wrong, but that is still the peak of response I expect out of you.
But no, as the rule explicitly says, when there is sexual content involving characters, there can be no indication or implication that the characters are or appear to be under the age of 18. Situations in which this may be ambiguous
must not include
differing speeds of maturity, yada yada bullshit, blah, must not include.
Yeah,
even fictional species need to be mature, both by the standards of their species and in human terms. That is explicitly pulled from Railroad's own TOS.
Yeah, again, this is why I fucking hate moralizers, because they'll say something like, and in human terms, like humans have some sort of universal understanding of what maturity means. Like, look, this is coming from me. I'm the sort of person who thinks we need to up the age of consent to 24, and that all drugs should be banned from people under 24. You shouldn't be able to vote until you're 24, and you shouldn't be able to go to war until you're 24. That's me, okay? This is me saying it.
I'd be fine with that if it were a universal standard.
Exactly, that's my point. That's why I'm saying it. That's my point.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not a universal standard. We have these differing ages for everything. We say that, like, we sit here and are like, yeah, 14-year-olds can get a learner's permit to let them drive a fucking steel-encased missile, but, oh, they can't shoot people. God forbid they pick up a gun. They might kill someone.
Yeah.
Fucking where? We do that here all the time. That's legal.
Literally everywhere besides the South. They literally everywhere besides the South.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say,
Sign, you gotta remember, we're still weird.
Yeah.
It's like a thing I bring up all the time. Fucking, so I've lived in a lot of states, but in Vermont, for example, weed was legal. There was no laws about guns at all. Like, a 14-year-old could go into a Walmart and purchase a gun and ammo, and no one would blink. But you know what's illegal in Vermont? I can't mail order beer. Like, what?
That's because beer is the coward's drink. You drink whiskey, you fuck.
You can't mail order that either, you moron.
Yeah, you can't mail order alcohol, period. Yeah, in Vermont, you can't mail order alcohol. I was just pointing out, like, I couldn't even mail order beer, the weakest of alcohols.
I thought it was a joke that it was just like, oh, only beer is not allowed.
No.
I didn't know there was a thing.
And then I lived in New Jersey, right? And in New Jersey, first off, New Jersey doesn't care what your rifle is as long as it doesn't have a grenade launcher attached to it, which is fucking insane.
Oh, actually, you also can't have a flamethrower.
That too, but that's completely separate from a
sucks.
rifle. But God forbid you own a pistol in New Jersey. The way they litigate on pistols, it's almost like they think that pistols can punch through Abrams armor.
Yeah, that sounds
Hey, look, with enough lethal hits...
Do you guys not have those pistols in the north?
No, apparently not.
Like standard issue in Georgia,
right? We call that the 1911.
Of course, God's gun.
Remember, everybody, the 1911 still exists as a sidearm in Warhammer 40,000.
Indeed.
Yes.
Anyway, but
with it.
Like, we litigate the shit out of that, but we can order alcohol online. But weed is illegal. And it's like, why? Oh, by the way, the driver's permit's like 16 years old. Driving permit's 16 years old. Smoking is, I still, what's that, 20 now, I think, in New Jersey?
You guys don't.
You can join the military at 18. Yeah, it's 16. Yeah.
So 16 is your learner. So then 17 is where you can actually get your license after a year on the road.
Yeah.
Or your parents lie about that, because that's what most parents did. Luckily, mine didn't. But
okay,
I mean,
son, I'm not crazy, right? Like, learners at 15, license at 16. I'm not crazy, right?
I don't know. It's changed since I've last.
It does change a lot.
Get it.
But
like,
yeah,
and it changes state by state too.
But that's more to my point, is they constantly change this shit, and then we're sitting out here like, oh yeah, people can go to war and die, but they can't smoke yet because they might make bad choices that'll affect the rest of their life. It's like, and going to war and dying does it?
Yeah,
Well,
like
see,
signing up
here's
to
the
be a
thing.
soldier.
The person who's making that
That
decision
never
is
messes
an
people up
armchair.
at that
Yeah,
age.
it's
Right?
so fucking schizophrenic. And then meanwhile, we're gonna sit here and moralize about the age of consent being it's 18. Oh, if they look less than 18, then it's also pedophilia. And it's like, okay, fine. So we're gonna stop doing business with Saudi Arabia, right? Well, I mean, we need their oil.
Nope.
Let's see. Suddenly oil is more important than age of consent. I see.
Oh, Sneaky, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah,
You're not
Sneaky,
supposed
you're
to
not
mention
supposed to
that.
point that out. Come on. That's un-American.
So age of consent's really important until it makes something more expensive. I understand.
Remember, also, UAE has one of the highest actual slavery rates in the world right now, and we still, kind of turn a blind eye to that because we need that oil.
Which is why we need to
fine.
remove oil.
Fine. Don't you know it's fine because it's not worse than what America was doing in its early years as a
200
country.
years ago, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
don't
look,
you
I
know
just
that
don't
we
understand
invented
why
slavery?
you guys are being so un-American about this.
We should be more American and go over there and liberate them and give them democracy.
I'm
Yes,
gonna be
we
honest,
should be
freedom,
more American,
ages
and
of
we should go
consent.
kick their
Oh
shit in.
god, now
and
you
take
set
their
them off,
shit.
Atin. This is why you
We're
don't bring
just-
up the American bit.
We're just doing what we've always done as a country.
We need to go
like,
manifest
relax,
some
people.
Nation
destiny
building.
again. Back to the Middle
Let's
East.
do some nation building. Yes.
Oh, you set them off.
Apparently, we're going to be doing it down south here real soon.
Yeah, well,
We
that's
better
gonna be a little
not
bit
be.
different.
Venezuela.
Yeah, we're doing land strikes.
Venezuela.
It's not a we better not be. It's
No.
happening. It's like it's
No,
not
Sneaky,
even like
It's,
I'm aware
we're in
we
the
are,
process
and-
of it.
It's what a surprise. He's breaking another promise. What a surprise.
no. I mean, like come on. If you thought those
Politician,
promises
come
meant
on.
anything,
Yeah, I know. I know.
He's
I'm
kept
just saying.
several.
Wait.
oh no,
hang on,
the
what?
crack addict
What?
promised not to do crack, and now here he is doing
Hang on.
crack
Doing
again.
crack.
Which promise is he breaking by for
To
some
not
reason?
get us involved in
Not
pointless
getting
wars?
into any more new wars.
Okay, well, hold on now. You
Oh.
could
Technically,
litigate
we're not
on.
in a war.
It's technically not
I actually don't
pointless.
remember that. I don't remember that promise at all.
No, he made that
No,
promise.
no,
He made a-
he did say actually quite a bit. I'm not going to guess into any more pointless wars, but the key word there is pointless, and you could argue that
Pointless,
stopping the drug flow into the United States is a actually very important war to wage.
He
but-
has come up and said how many
You know,
Sure,
given the
government,
statistics for how
but
many
Oh,
people died.
Venezuela
sure. Oh, it could have killed 50,000 people. Yeah, I'm sure it would have. I
Also,
don't
Venezuela
believe it.
has very little to do with the drug trafficking to the U.S.
Oh,
But what they do have is oil.
No. Compared to other nations out there, Sneaky, they are a relatively small percentage. I'm not
No,
saying
you're
they're
you're
not.
definitely right. Yes, you're
Colombia.
definitely right. Yeah, Colombia
Like-
is definitely. I mean,
Now, I wanna be clear.
maybe you could be saying that
I
he's
wouldn't want us to
using
be doing
Venezuela
anything in
as.
Colombia either. Let's
Well,
be
I mean,
clear
well,
here.
that's what I'm about to say
We should
though. Is
definitely
he
do
might be
something with
using
Colombia.
Venezuela as like a market, weather meter. To see, like, oh,
Yeah.
are people actually
Demonstration.
okay with me invading Venezuela? They are. All right, let's nuke Colombia.
Yes, we're okay. The answer
No,
right now is
Stein,
yes,
we're
we are
not.
so okay with it.
We're not okay
no,
with
I'm
it.
saying the general answer from the United States public.
No,
seems
I
to be
actually
that,
have
yes, we're
seen the
okay with
public
it.
sentiment be pretty positive about the drug boat
I mean,
stuff.
I
Everything
guess that
I've
just
seen
depends on
says,
where you
yeah,
because
do
like
it more.
most people I've seen are like,
True.
why the fuck are we wasting our money on this?
I think everyone's. I think most people are having that reaction at.
I mean, we know why.
Yeah,
Well,
sign.
oil.
Yes,
It's
we
a
know.
Why are
oil.
we
That
wasting
doesn't mean
money
they
is a
support it.
common refrain. I have heard people tell me that they rather the money be wasted on blowing up drug boats heading into the U.S. than blowing up random Middle Easterners for no clear reason.
True.
Sure,
Yes.
but
So if
they'd
we're gonna
rather
be
it not
wasting
be
the
wasted.
money anyway. Well, I mean,
Period.
I would rather all of our corrupt politicians be hung in the streets like a goddamn street display. But look, if wishes were fishes, I'd be fucking hungry.
No, Sneaky, That's a Malaphor, Sneaky. It's if we purchase, no man would starve.
Right? Yeah, that one. Okay,
Also,
look.
thank you for giving me a reason to use Malaphor.
Look, I might have done a bit of pre-game drinking. I'm about to do some post-game drinking.
This entire stream was just so you would have to look it up.
He pre-gamed it.
I'm gonna be pre-gaming.
Hang on a minute, Nose.
Post-gaming.
Do you think I looked that up in like?
No, I was saying
this
this whole stream was set up. It was to make the stream look it up.
Yes, he
Oh,
did.
No, this nerd knew what it was right off the top of his head.
Of course
Phoenix,
I did.
Phoenix is chiming in with, I have a cat. My neighbors aren't feeding their cat, but it always comes to us for food. I want to give it food. Okay, so here's the thing with cats. They lie about how much food they are consuming, and if it doesn't look skinny, then it's getting fed.
No,
if it looks skinny,
if it doesn't look actively malnourished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's thin, it's probably just healthy. Okay. It gets
I've
out a
been
lot.
feeding the cat chicken. Well, that's why it's coming to you for food.
Yeah,
yep, that's your cat
stuff,
now.
Man.
Chicken's pretty good. Honestly, bird meat in general is pretty good for cats. The red meat they aren't too used to, so it can mess with their digestive a little bit. It's kind of like a scrap shot. You know, some of them are fine with it. It's put into a lot of cat meal, but generally bird meat is a really safe bet because that's typically what they're going to be eating in the wild. Generally, any meat that fits a animal that is smaller than the house cat or of relative size to the house cat, that's what they'll be killing.
No, cats will kill things 3 to 5 times their size. They will take down rabbits.
How many... What kind of fucking rabbits and what kind of fucking cats do you have? Like, what the what do you mean? A rabbit 3 to 5 times the size of a cat? Holy shit! What, the fucking rabbits on steroids?
Sign,
look at the
please tell me where you're
rabbit.
finding dire rabbits, my friend.
Yeah, come on, man. You're holding out on us with the dire rabbit.
You've never seen a rabbit the size of a raccoon?
There are some massive rabbits.
I've seen some massive fucking cats.
Yeah, true, but
Sneaky,
I'm talking about
the
average
typical
house
zoo
cats.
doesn't count.
I'm talking about average rabbits! Yes, they'll eat rabbit meat too. Like my point is you're not gonna look out the window and see the fucking rabbit. You're not gonna see the cat like killing a deer. They're not 360 no scoping a deer.
Maybe not your cats.
Well, you know, I say that specifically because I have a memory of the time I did look out the window, because it was really is it serendipity? Is that the word I'm looking for? Serendipity?
Yeah, serendipity.
Well,
like I was thinking about our outside cat and what it eats and how often we feed it. And then I looked out the window and there's a deer running by our window with the cat on its back, clawing the shit out of it. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
So your cat was the exception to what you're arguing. I love that.
I'm aware. I don't think it ever killed the deer, just to be clear.
Yeah, well,
but it certainly tried.
I appreciate that the software for all cats is universal, regardless of how big they are. A house cat would kill you if it could.
Yes.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of videos out there of tigers and shit.
Plotting it.
Well, yes. But there's plenty of videos out there of tigers and panthers and cougars and shit just chilling, and then a human comes up and they look at the person and then the person pets them and then they just move on.
On the other hand, there is one breed of cat that runs on dog software, 100%.
Foxes?
Cheetah.
No, foxes are canine hardware with cat software.
Right.
Yeah, foxes are fucking weird. No, cheetahs are basically begging us to domesticate them at this point. Their claws are not made for gouging and tearing like everything else is. It's made for getting traction. Their mouths are not made for biting into skulls, like, say, a jaguar or a lion. It's made for tearing a throat out, and they don't attack humans in the wild unless humans actively go out and hurt them. Like, you could sit down in a pack of fucking cheetahs, and congratulations, you've got a pile of cats on you now. They love humans.
Yeah, no, I remember one guy, some zookeeper was like, yeah, so everyone's like, everyone's always talking about how I'm being really reckless going into the cheetah enclosure and how I act around them. Because, he's showing his back to the cheetahs and shit. And he's like, let me just show you what happens when you show your back to a cheetah. And so he sits down with his back towards the pack of cheetahs in the zoo enclosure. And the cheetahs just kind of look at him for a while, and then finally, like, some of them, like, wander up, wander closer, and then sit down next to him.
Yep. Dog behavior. Whereas, I think it was the same dude who demonstrated what happens if you do that on any other big cat.
And they charge,
They do exactly what you think they would. Same thing a house cat does, ironically enough.
Yep.
They do a little butt wiggle, and then, bam, charge.
Animal World is interesting.
Well, it's also there's like a whole thing on like cat language where effectively it's like normally staring like at a dog makes it aggressive. Staring at a cat makes it not aggressive.
Well, you gotta stare and do the slow blink. Blink.
Blinking at the cat means that you like them because you are showing a moment of vulnerability to them. Not full vulnerability. And if the cat also likes you, it will do that back. If it doesn't like you, you're getting attacked.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, so it's
And then there's the game of who can ignore who the hardest, where they will ignore you and you ignore it, and eventually it will come over there and demand attention, regardless of the species of cat.
Indeed.
Big cats do it too.
Would the individual from Chicago like to speak up about young people and guns? No, I don't think Atin wants to speak up about that. Aren't hyenas more cat-like with dog software? I'm not an expert on hyenas. All I know is they are a matriarchy society.
What was the question?
Which also, I'm not sure. Would the individual from Chicago like to speak about young people getting guns?
I mean,
that was the question.
Yeah, it's terrible, but like those aren't legally purchased most of the time.
Yeah, usually if you're criminally acquiring a weapon, you're not usually going to use it for good
Yeah,
means,
like the laws here are very restrictive for. I mean, I'm not going to say no reason. Like,
generally, committing a crime tends to precipitate committing more crimes. It's the same reason as to why someone breaking illegally into your house is probably then going to proceed with stealing stuff, killing you, doing other things,
various other unpleasant things.
Yeah, so it's a gateway crime, I guess we'll call it. But
just
the other thing
it's just a little bit of a light B&E, Sneaky. Relax.
True. Now, I will say that there is two things I do know about hyenas that I'm sure are definitely not related. Hyenas are a matriarchal society. They also have the most rape out of all animals on the planet.
Spoilers! It's the females raping the males.
Yeah. Yeah, that is part 2 of that.
I was gonna say, what's even wilder is it's only slightly followed by dolphins. Remember, kids, dolphins are horrible rapists.
Yeah.
Rapists and murderers who murder for fun.
Well, generally,
dolphins are way too close to mankind for my liking.
Dolphins and killer whales. The reason why we called them killer whales was because they're penchant for murder. Killer whales and dolphins are very, very violent species. Like, dolphins will go flip sharks for fun so they can watch them drown. The hyena even beats dolphins. Oh, yeah, it's so bad in the evolutionary world that female hyenas have fake penises to rape the males with.
Yeah, it's bad.
And I do genuinely mean fake. Like, it's just a protuberance of flesh. Like, there's nothing attached to it.
Well, yeah, no, it's just
its sole purpose.
Hang on. That.
Yes.
I mean, it's got nerves.
Yes, but it's not actively serving a purpose.
No, it's not. It's not functional.
It's not like there's some sort of mutant hybrid of dog and insect where it's an ovipositor or something. It's
no.
Yeah, its purpose is just there for
its purpose is to rape.
Yeah. Ducks and hyenas. Well, mallard ducks.
We don't talk about ducks, yo.
I will say ducks do get a bad name when it's specifically the mallard duck.
What about geese?
I actually don't know much about geese.
Geese are just war criminals.
Geese are
Everyone knows
assholes.
geese are a result of. Everyone knows that God did not actually create geese; they only came into being as a result of original sin.
It's true. Makes sense.
Look. When God was making all the animals, he had
source. I have a theological education. Trust me, bro.
True.
Satan was the one who got to design the goose.
Indeed. But
that would explain some things.
Yeah. So anyway, cats. Cats are fun creatures. Don't feed cats that aren't yours, otherwise they become your cats. And depending on the laws of the area, you actually do become responsible for that cat, so you can get legally in trouble if that cat does stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't go feeding stray cats in the area. You're not doing a good thing. You're actually actively making things worse. If you want to do a good thing, adopt the fucking cats, you piece of shit.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Adopt them and get them spayed.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, it's the people who don't even take care of the cats in their area. They drive to other areas to take care of stray cats.
Yeah.
Like you want to feed the stray cat. You want to feed the stray cats. Do it in your own fucking driveway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Don't go to the post office parking lot. Don't go to the end of someone else's subdivision. Do it at your house.
But if I do it at my house,
that is what my family did. Is we put out a bowl of food on our driveway for the cats in the area because we wanted barn cats to help with the rodent population.
Sure, but you have a specific reason for doing that. Like,
yeah, I know, but we also said we did it on our property, and then we built houses for the cats to reside in, and then the cats gave birth on our property, and a majority of them went off and died because that's what happens to animals in the wild. But the ones that survived then also came back to our property and now continue to serve as the barn cats of the generation.
Of course, then there's weaponizing cats as a biological weapon by dropping them off in random neighborhoods, especially if they're pregnant.
Oh, are we talking about? Are we? Oh, I thought we were talking about trying to train attack squirrels and attack cats.
You can train attack cats. No, I mean just somebody decides I don't want this cat, and they go and they drop it off.
Oh yeah, no, that's a very common thing. Yeah, I've seen.
No, someone did. Was it the Australian lady? Someone legitimately trained attack squirrels.
Yeah. It was Florida or Australia. But yeah, so before we began the night.
Oh no, I think what it was legitimately a Floridian who moved to Australia.
You know what? I would believe that.
I beg your finest pardon.
But anyway, yeah. So before we
sign like you can look up like lady trains attack squirrels or whatever. Like it's a thing. She went to jail for it.
It was pretty funny. So I do have a customer
Alabama.
story.
That sounds funny.
Yeah, I have a customer
I'm sorry,
story
Alabama?
Alabama. Hang on.
Oh, it was Alabama?
I had a user call in for tech support.
Look, we all knew it was going to be the South.
And this
Of
user
course.
proceeded to tell me how they can't access their email. No matter what they're
Okay.
clicking,
Oh,
their email
okay.
doesn't work. I'm like, okay. Do you have internet? Yes, I have internet. All right, can you go to Google? Yeah. Can you search something? Yeah, it works. Okay. Well, let's try and power cycle the computer. So we do that. Still nothing. I'm like, okay, damn. So he's got internet. Everything's working. I'm like, okay. And I'm like going around. I'm like, maybe he's got to get his password reset. Maybe it's like a password thing. So we wrote and reset his password. Still can't see his email. I go, okay, well, let me go ahead and contact the senior team. So I'm talking with the senior team about what we could possibly do to fix this issue. And I get an email from him. I figured out what the issue was. I didn't turn on my second monitor where I keep the emails.
Oh, God.
Yep.
And I'm just sitting here like, how are you that fucking stupid? Genuinely, how are you that fucking stupid? Like, and we're not talking about, like, you know, general stupidity of, oh, I forgot my password. It's saying I need to put my password in. I'm not putting my password in, and so I can't access my emails. Like, that's general stupidity. Like, how do you... That's like... Doctor, I can't move my hand. Oh, boy. That's terrible. What happened to you? What accident did you get in? Can you describe what happened? Yeah, well, first, you know, my arm got cut off.
Yeah, that would do it.
Do you
You want to run
not
that by me again,
see-
son?
Do you not see why maybe you can't move your hand?
But
Because
Doctor,
it's
I need to
not
move my hand.
fucking on your body anymore? It's like, wait, why are you concerned about your hand? You're missing an arm. I don't. I'm gonna be driven to insanity from how like, people don't understand. This is why I am becoming more I am being more radicalized every day by doing this IT job than I am about anything political happening. Because you do not understand the sheer levels of fucking retarded people I have to deal with, realizing they not only make more money than me, but they also usually own property that I'll never be able to own, and vote. And this radicalizes me. Because these people will sit here on the phone with me, say, I don't remember my password, so I can't log into this thing. And then I go to that thing, I click on it, and it pops up with their username autofill. I click on that, and then the password autofill pops up, and I click on that, and I click log in, and it fucking logs them in. And they're like, how did you do it? What was my password? I'm like, I don't know what your password is. It's just autofilled. What do you mean? What's that? Or this is what really set me off today. Is I watched a user. He's in my ear talking about how annoying it is to constantly have to put his password in and log in all the time to this program that he uses constantly. And I watch him click on the username, the autofill pops up. He ignores it. He puts in the exact username the autofill popped up with. He clicks on the password. Autofill pops up. He puts in the exact fucking password that he ignored from the autofill.
Why?
Hits login, and the next screen is, would you like to remember this computer and for future logins? Doesn't hit the checkbox, it hits yes, continue. And then he's complaining to me about how often he needs to log in. And I'm like, are you fucking illiterate?
No, he just literally did not read. They will ignore that.
I'm aware they ignore that. That's what I'm saying. Are they illiterate? Because that's the only explanation I can come up with.
Nope. They're not illiterate.
They can't read, son.
No, it's not that they
Son,
can't.
they can't read.
Won't.
Do you know what illiterate means?
I do.
No, Sign, I'm pretty sure they're illiterate. I am pretty sure in their minds they are just clicking the funny button that makes the thing do the thing. I don't think they know what login means besides being the funny button that makes them go to stuff.
Oh God, I hate that you have a point. Ooh.
I had the owner of a company on the phone with me today, where he was like, he wanted, so he has a setup at his company where they have computers. They log into those computers, and then they remote into the server to access stuff that's only installed on the server because of how their software setup works.
Okay.
They don't know what the word remote means. They don't understand what the word server means. They don't understand what desktop means, my computer, your computer. They don't understand any of the words, even the most basic ones, because they called in about the printer not working, and they're trying to print from their computer, not from the server, from their computer.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't set up yet with our monitoring systems, so I had to get a manual session running. And I'm like, okay, on your computer, go to this website, punch in these numbers. So they do that on the server.
Yep, there it is.
I'm like, no, that's the server. You need to go to your computer and do this. But I am on my computer. No, you're on the server. But that's the computer.
Mm-hmm.
No, you are in a remote session. You need to close the remote session and go to your computer and do this. But we're on my computer.
Yep.
And so I literally was just like, okay, fine. I am going to talk to them like they have the IQ of a particularly dumb house cat. You need to close your computer and go onto the internet to this website and do it there. Oh, okay. Why didn't you just say so?
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh. Mm. Mm.
And that, everybody, by the way, is what Sign thinks women sound like.
Hang on. I gotta
On that note,
Damn!
Hang on.
I'm gonna go pick up my family.
Wow!
Hang on. Let me find the there it is.
And that is what Sign sounds like trying to find it.
I was given
Yes.
a chance to commit a murder.
God damn it.
Jesus.
Why you gotta do me like that?
Look,
did I
I
do to you
just told
today?
you I was presented a murder opportunity.
And you took it.
Bro,
You
that
were
wasn't
supposed
a
to
murder.
take
You
it
just fucking came out and exploded the whole area.
with the steel chair.
Do you
I'm
know
so
how
proud.
Do you know how infrequently I get to be the one with the steel chair ban?
That's fair.
Yes.
Actually, a lot more frequent than people think. We just have restraint.
Shush.
Seems legit.
Seems sus.
Anyway, but yeah, so I'm just rapidly growing really sick and tired of people. Like, it is, and don't get me wrong.
Yes.
There's plenty of people that get stuck on simple things that I have no problem helping. I'm happy when they call in. Not just because I know the task is usually simple, but because they try to be as understanding as possible of the terms I'm using. And in the future, they try and remember those terms, so when I say, "Hey, can you get off the server, we need to hop into this session here and do this thing and this thing," they go, "Oh, yeah, okay." And they actually do it. Like, they try. Like, they're just uninformed, but they try. What fucking pisses me off the most, and I'm sure anyone that's ever seen me rant about fanfiction on this fucking podcast has probably seen, is what pisses me off the most is when people don't try. When they go, "Yeah, I know I don't know anything about this topic, but I'm actively not going to learn about it. And in fact, if someone corrects me, I'm just going to ignore it."
Yeah, Sneaky, that is the difference between ignorance and stupidity.
Hi, Purple. I appreciate you contributing to my chat tonight.
Oh. The automod's asking me if I'm allowing or denying some of these messages from Purple.
Yeah, that's because I added some words to the automod.
Oh, I know. So why is the automod prompting me for words that I'm pretty sure you added on stream?
Why? Oh, it's because basically they are hidden until unhidden by the moderator.
Okay, well, we're just gonna play it safe and deny those.
What naughty words was she using?
We will never know because they've been denied by the automod.
Yes.
That's sad. You should type them out in chat so we can laugh at them.
She's not happy about it.
We don't.
Oh, Sneaky, she found the word.
Uh-oh.
Oh man, I saw an animated.
That didn't take any time.
No, of course not.
We've been outsmarted.
All right, damn. Well, I guess there's nothing for us to do. I tried everything I could, Twitch.
I mean, Twitch is going to say you should ban her.
Yeah.
Well, if Twitch wants to give me money to do that, I'll think about it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, more money than 10 cents, because I think we only earned 7 cents this past month.
Oof.
Yeah.
How are we earning that? There are 3 subscribers.
You know, I asked that myself.
Ads.
Oh, apparently you owe Purple a life debt now. I didn't know that's how
I
Twitch
followed
follows
you, now
worked.
you owe me your life? Nah.
No.
I got some favors I gotta call in now, if that's how this works.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Well, what's a good one for tonight? You know, we haven't done Ruby in a while, right?
You know, we could cast a Curse of Ages and look for explicitly older Assassin's Creed fanfic, going back to like the Ezio trilogy.
No, that's all gay.
It's also
trash. You know, you're probably right.
Like, I wouldn't be able to put it at rating all. I would have to put it at like rating K, because everything after K is gay. And like half of what is in K is gay too.
Only half. Remember,
some people did try. Look, there wasn't that many K-rated fics for Assassin's Creed in the first place.
Yeah, that's it. Assassin's Creed is not a game you should be letting a kid play. Below the age of 14. Like, that's the youngest I'd say you could probably start letting them do
You
that.
say that about GTA too, and yet I distinctly recall being forced to rent to 7-year-olds because I decide what's best for my child, not you.
Oh yeah,
All
but
right.
sign as long as you've
fuck
informed the
is
parent, it's no
Vandred?
longer your responsibility.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks, but
Oh.
it's not against the law for them to do that for their kid. Remember, the ESRB is not a legal enforcement.
Yeah.
It
Oh, hey,
is
look,
No,
that's where
it's
purple
not.
belongs.
The garbage? What?
Oh, why
No, the toilet.
why she got a cat cosplaying as an Uchiha for her PFP, by the way, on Discord. What's up with that?
Purple.
Okay.
Also,
I mean, a
whatever-
cat cosplaying as
Whatever
Uchiha
you
sounds
do,
pretty cool.
don't see what she's streaming right now. Don't click on her profile and look at what she's streaming.
It is.
I don't know if you're trying to catch people or not.
Sounds
No,
like
No.
it's bait,
just
and I'm
don't.
not
Just,
going to
it's
do
not
Vandred,
bait. Literally don't.
I
Literally
have
don't.
never
Literally
heard
don't.
about Vandred, but this is aggressively 90s anime.
It is very
Wait,
aggressively
you've
90s.
never heard of Vandred?
90s to 2000.
No, I
You've
do
never
not
heard of
remember
Vandred?
Vandred. I don't think I ever
didn't.
watched Vandred.
I was watching the more mainstream Zoids at the time.
Yeah, I was watching
Okay, yeah, that's
more mainstream
true.
stuff.
That's fair.
Zoids
So
isn't even mainstream,
Vandred,
that's the crazy part.
I'll give you
But,
I'll give you the very short rundown. TLDR, in the future, men and women have split and decided, you know what, where the genders are done with each other. I mean, the sexes, sorry. So you have the planet of the men and the planet of the women, and they're all using cloning tech and artificial insemination and all this other bullshit to, reproduce. Well, a group of pirates who also pilot mecha, who are women, they stumble upon a ship full of men, and things happen from there. And the one guy somehow puts together a harem because, well, they've never seen a man, and
yeah, I'm not surprised I missed
biology kicks
Vandred
in.
though. I didn't really start getting into anime and manga till like my high school freshman year.
No,
Of,
I
like,
was about to
06.
say probably sophomore, junior year for me as well.
06, yeah, 06, 07. So like I've been in the community longer than most people, but like some of the stuff I have to go.
Yeah,
if it's
like
not one of the recommended top 3 of each decade, I probably haven't heard of it unless I go explicitly looking down lists, and not recommended
you've
lists,
never seen-
just lists.
like,
So
I
then
was
you've never seen
maybe.
Estaflone either.
Let's see. I was probably.
I've heard of it. I just haven't watched it because I had a massive backlog of Gundam to go through, and
It's
there's all this other
fantasy
cool
Gundam
stuff.
for girls.
No,
Escaflowne is fantasy
I'm
Gundam
aware.
for girls.
I'm aware.
Let's see.
I
I think so. Chobits when I was like 13.
I gotta get back on Ideon, which is a mecha series that's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Tom? It's a Tomino mecha series.
Uh-oh.
And Bro straight up has this
Ghost in the Shell standalone.
I'm pretty sure at some point we have a kid just blown to smithereens on screen, and another time where there's a small baby in the group that almost suffocates because they forget to turn on the life support in the spacesuit they had to stick it in for an airwalk. It's like, Jesus Christ, Tomino, are you okay?
What's the name of this series?
Ideon. Ideon.
I've never heard of this one.
The main robot is what if Optimus Prime didn't have a face in terms of design. Go look at that. Let me go find a picture of this thing.
Okay. Have you seen Knights of Sidonia?
In fact, Ideon was I've heard of it, have not seen it.
Knights of Sidonia, okay. There's some decent fight scenes in it, but like,
I would like to open the fucking page with the picture, you piece of shit.
Knights of Sidonia
Oh, yes, I remember the Van Dread Halo crossover.
God.
Yeah.
That really is just Optimus fucking Prime.
Yeah, that's
Optimus
Gen 1.
Prime. if he
Optimus
was
Prime,
recolored
but
as a gun
20% cooler.
Yeah.
No.
This was so. It was also. It's one of the like genre establishing mecha anime, and that it was the one to help me realize mecha doesn't mean giant robots. It just means giant mechanisms in general. Because when this thing first shows up, it's actually 3 vehicles that combine into one, I think.
Oh, the
Into the
classic
giant robot.
combining one.
Yeah, so when
Combining
they
giant
first
robot.
see the vehicles, they're like, "Oh wow, look at these mecha." It's like, "Oh, it's short for mechanism, of course." And people are too stupid to look into that etymology of words.
Yeah, obviously.
Also, I only got to like episode 8. I was super into it, but again, I had to put it on the backlog at the time because I wanted to get through all the massive 40 plus years of Gundam at the time. I'm pretty sure this thing is like potentially galaxy destroying in its power scaling.
Now, I'm sorry. Did you say the Optimus Prime knockoff is galaxy destroying?
I think. I don't remember.
Amazing. I mean, look, everything
fucking
that
dumb.
Japan does is galaxy destroying this, God killing that.
Of course it is.
The galaxy destroying,
Wait.
god killing finger flicker.
What? Wiki, how do you just casually throw out the line they discovered power in the mini black hole cannon and not explain it?
Well, they discovered power in the mini black hole cannon.
Oh, good old
That's
Megas XLR.
self-explanatory. Megas was great.
Most powerful of all is the Ideon gun, also known as the Wave Leader Cannon, which emits waves of energy that can wipe out planets, fleets, and whatever with no trouble.
And whatever.
God, I love the super
Literal
robot
wave
genre.
motion gun.
I love the super robot genre so much.
I will say that is one thing I always laugh
need
at
a
people who
Blu-ray.
hate the robot genre, where they're like, mechs are so impractical, and I'm just like, that's what you have a problem with? That's what you have a problem with? The impracticality of the mech? That's your problem?
Square cube law.
I'm gonna be honest, Sneaky. The ultimate counterpoint is, but indomitable human will.
Right.
No. See, I don't
that,
even need a counter for it.
I have that issue, but for specific autism reasons, not for I don't like giant robot reasons, because I do like giant robots.
Well, no. It's not even that. Like they're like my point is that people will sit here and be like, oh, I don't like the giant mechs because they're unrealistic, and it's like, of all the things to take issue with in a mecha anime, you take issue with the unrealism of a giant mech, not their planet-destroying guns, not their sun-erasing missiles, not the giant spaceships the size of solar systems. The mechs. The mechs are what kill it for you.
Actually, now you're just reminding me of the Gigastructures mod for Stellaris.
I know.
That's pretty wild.
Hang on, let me find. I gotta find a specific timestamp of something, because at some Gundam, having the long history it does, has had some really fucked up weapons through its show.
I don't like the politics that show up in mecha animes. Really, the politics of the problem, not the genocide, not the slavery and racism. The
well, you see, some of those people.
Doesn't like a child torture
it's strange.
or something?
It's strange because like some of the best mecha is literally discussing political issues at the time.
I'm aware.
A reminder: this is not well remembered. 00 was very explicit in which
Double
era
O is incredibly
it took place in.
political.
Hey kids, you remember how the whole war in the Middle East was taking center stage on the world stage? Yeah. Also, child soldiers.
Oh
okay.
God, he's a fucking realist. Oh
no,
my
to make-
god, I
okay,
hate realists.
So,
I
so,
fucking
and
hate realists so much.
wait, hang on. Who's a realist?
The
Oh, is
guy
it the
that's harassing Sign.
random?
So this is
Okay.
another thing of I hate X group because X group makes it hard to hold the opinions that I hold because I am on the side of realism. I am, however, not a realist. I hate realists. I think fiction can be fiction. However, I do say when in the realm of fiction, if something is not explained by the fiction, err on the side of realism.
Okay.
So, gravity
Uh,
exists unless otherwise explained. Fire burns unless otherwise explained, etc., right? And that's what I've always said. That's what I've always, told people how they should handle shit. Just err on the side of realism, unless you want fiction to intercede. If you are like, no, actually, no one in my setting breathes air because air doesn't exist. They are all breathing gaseous magic. Okay.
Then again, of course, that runs into the conservation of narrative, and if you spend X amount of pages explaining that, that's X amount of pages you're not telling your story.
Exactly, and that's why I'm saying always lean on the side of realism. You don't need to spend time explaining gravity because everyone knows what gravity is. So don't try and invent something to replace gravity unless it's extremely relevant to your story.
Let me know if this is less of an asterisk and more of just a subordinate rule. But also, if you establish that a certain thing that operates in a nonsense way works in a setting like in Star Wars, like dogfights in space that look like they're straight out of World War II, like everyone just accepts that. Everyone's okay with that. We know that's how that works. Don't worry about coming up with infinite explanations because, as George Lucas said, the dumbest thing he ever could have, which he said, is that there's air in space in Star Wars. Like he word of Godded that as this is canon. And you can't do that because that literally changes everything about your setting. Yes. Every single thing now works differently. Nothing works the way you've described it.
This is what I say literally is that in cases like this, Alvor, I quite literally say stuff like, just keep it simple, stupid. Why do dogs and he served himself up a perfect excuse as to why, with later, additions of lore, but he still eventually had the perfect solution. Why are there dogfights in space where people are flying and acting like it's World War II, World War I biplane dogfights? Super simple answer. The regression of technology and the stagnation of culture.
Yeah, just flat out. They do this because this is the way they've done it for their 1,000-year golden age, and literally no one is capable of thinking outside that box.
And it's not like even that no one's capable of thinking outside the box. I mean, this is why I defend Sign's decisions to do what he did in his story, where he has his characters deviate. It doesn't matter in the end. One character flying differently won't change a galaxy-wide culture of how to engage in naval battles.
The thing is that circles back to your realism, not realist thing. Because it would take time for that to disseminate. It would take time to analyze that. You would have to reconfigure doctrines.
And not only that, you would be struggling against the moss-growing stone nature of bureaucracy and people in power fighting against
budgets.
it.
The reason why the U.S. nuclear arsenal, I think we stopped at a certain amount of warheads, not because we couldn't build them bigger, but because we looked at the math and we said it would literally cost us like $100 billion to reconfigure our nuclear weapon stockpile to use the bigger missiles. It's literally not worth it. We have enough to end the world a couple times over. Who gives a crap?
Yeah, literally. There's tons of reasons as to why they don't do it. It's like Tanya's ship costs a shitload of money because the ships aren't built like that. They're not built for it. They have to completely redesign a whole
It's
bunch of
basically a
shit.
prototype. It's a full custom build.
And if they wanted to adopt any of those processes, they would have to spend ridiculous sums of money when ultimately, in the end, they have 30 ships, she has 1. Most people will look at that and go, well, we just have to win once then.
I mean, in the universe, look at the TIE fighters. The TIE fighter gets just dabbed on constantly, but in reality, it's this absolute god tier of a bespoke, cheap, almost universally modular, obscenely easy to learn, obscenely low and easy maintenance, absolute dogfighting beast. But then also it runs into the problem of long range missiles go burr.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's exactly the thing is that that's the other pressure. It's like, okay, so you're saying you want us to change our battle tactics to replace this absurdly easy to train and produce fighter for something that is more complicated, more expensive, harder to maintain. It would, it would really strain our logistics lines to constantly resupply. It's like, well, yes, it's better though. It's like, but it doesn't really matter that it's better.
Yeah, we've got 1 billion TIE fighters for every X-Wing out there. Like, it was old lore that the reason why those X-Wings and Y-Wings are so stripped down and scuffed up is because they have been taken apart and rebuilt dozens of times over. All of these ships are on their 3rd full rebuild.
Yeah.
The Rebels are desperate for everything they can get, and then the Empire is like, a single one of our Star Destroyers carries enough snub fighters to match the entire Rebel fleet. And we're going to throw 20 Star Destroyers at your light cruisers.
Yeah, because they just could. And right, the whole reason that TIE pilot aces were terrifying to everyone was because that meant they had killed 5 enemy fighters who had shields, and they don't. They're the guy who's soul level 1ing Dark Souls with a level 1 club.
Yeah.
I remember not just like Sunterfell, but I think it was like the White Death Squadron and like the 214th TIE Fighter Wing or something. You hear, oh yeah, they have like 50 plus confirmed kills each, and they are basically equivalent to Force sensitives in the cockpit, and a lot of them might be like Padawan level Force sensitives just from their pure piloting skills. And like, you also then go back and learn, and this is old lore, I don't know if this is still true, but like the Empire's pilot academies were some of the best educational institutions to have ever existed, full stop, that would basically turn anyone into, at the very least, a competent pilot, and would essentially beat the best pilots into becoming flying gods. And the aces usually... Go ahead.
Star Wars operates on the same level that Warhammer operates, in where when you have a galaxy to pull people from, the top 1% is insane. It's ludicrous.
Yeah. It's like, your average Imperial Guardsman is like, oh, they're just armed with like shitty weapons and armor, and you realize that they are culled from, in many cases, planets with a population like 10 times the size of Earth. And they are the 1% of the 1% of that world's most hyper-lethal killers. Like, these guys are
mixed bag.
Quite frequently, it is, we scraped these people off the street.
No, I was under the impression that most Imperial Guard regiments were actually tithe regiments, though you were usually culled from the best of the PDF.
No.
It's
entirely dependent. There are some planets, right?
Culture dependent.
With I would say there are planets with a grand, right? What's called in the Imperium a grand martial tradition. Krieg, Katachan,
Definitely work on this.
Cadia, so
Well,
on.
I
and
mean,
so
I was
forth.
thinking more like something like the Harkoni Warhawks, or even like the fucking Tauren, or something like that, where
But
these
that's what I'm
guys
saying. Those are planets with a grand martial, right?
Okay.
Those are planets famous for producing hardened regiments of highly related of powerful soldiers who are deeply skilled. Yada blah 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 blah.
There's been a little elaboration on it since then, but like if you have 1 trillion humans to pull from, the top 1% of professional whatever are going to be some amazingly horrifyingly dangerous people.
And now, correct me if I'm wrong, Atin, on this one. When it comes to the Empire, the standard stormtrooper gets clowned on very often because, of course, they have to. They're the bad guy, blah, blah, blah. But, like, the actual reason as to why they're clowned on is because they're effectively wearing plate that's made for stopping sporting rifles, not for modified blasters with overpowered shots.
They get clowned on because they're going up against main characters, and it depends on the book.
I have to give credit to, like, look, I know a lot of people don't like Andor. I will give Andor credit for this.
No, it does some good stuff. Go on.
The generic, they went into the lore and they paid attention to the distinction between the Imperial Army
and the Stormtrooper
and a Stormtrooper.
Stormtroopers in lore are basically what everyone treats the Cadian as, cranked up to 11 with some level of augmentation depending on the regiment.
Right.
To put it shortly, Luke, even as an acknowledged Master Jedi, still treated Stormtroopers with respect. And there are situations where lone Stormtroopers have unironically Rambo'd entire platoons of normals, because your average quote-unquote Stormtrooper was either a clone, in which case they had a lot of genetic fuckery. Palps was fond of modified templates, or they would be given unironic hell training to an all-volunteer regiment where the only way to graduate was not only to be willing to do literally whatever you were told when you were told on the spot without thinking, but to be able to survive absolutely unreasonable hell training for extended periods of time as a unit, while also being trained to some of the highest standards of combat ability in the galaxy.
Right.
The problem is, in episode 4, the Stormtroopers were explicitly ordered to let Luke and Han and Leia and Chewie and co escape.
Yes, they were, yep.
Everyone just remembers the guy hitting his head on the bulkhead and everybody else getting blasted. The guys that get shot, by the way, aren't dead. Their armor is proof against most small arms. They're usually broken ribs and or knocked out, because you just got fucking
right. But that's what I'm saying is their armor, which I mean, bowcasters one-shot them, but bowcasters are a whole different breed.
Well, they fire an actual projectile, and they operate on slightly different rules.
Yeah, I would say they're technically firing a magnetic projectile. But like, here's the thing:
but what I'm saying,
the stormtroopers that got shot on the Death Star did in fact die because, and right to Sneaky's point, a regular stormtrooper armor is caught in the eternal war that modern militaries are caught in, of we have improved ballistic plate by 2% efficiency, rendering this ammunition ineffective, which then Raytheon comes up with a slightly different bullet that gets through that plate. It takes a while to catch up on that. The Stormtrooper E11 goes pretty much right through Stormtrooper plate.
Well, the E11 also has some absolutely ridiculous statistics that, if taken seriously, would have it basically acting like a heavy weapon that disintegrates targets outright.
I mean, that's just Star Wars in general. Like
the numbers are horrible.
Rebels' weapon of choice, the A280, is absurd. As
right,
well. Like,
but that's my point, though. Is that's what I'm saying. Is the Rebels, like against anyone else besides the rebels, the Rebel Alliance specifically. So, like, obviously there's other rebels, and
The well-equipped
obviously
sets.
the Imperial Army is sent to crush them. Rebellions would be fairly normal under a galactic autocracy.
They get stomped on quite regularly.
But they get stomped on because, again, what most people have access to is sporting rifles, and so it's like a no-shit situation of, okay, well, if everyone we're fighting has sporting rifles, then there's not really a need for mass logistics of armor that is rated higher than sporting rifle defensive capabilities.
Yeah, pretty much.
Then the rebels come out with overpowered firearms, literally overpowered, as in they are tuned to be higher power at the cost of the firearm or ammo.
Yeah.
Explicitly, Han's pistol, in fact, is in-universe acknowledged as basically being someone's custom 50 cal with overpressure ammunition.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the reason why it shows these guys getting one shot is because they're running around in 3A armor and someone's shooting at them with a fucking 50.
I'd even go so far as to say they're in like level 4 plates with like that weird dragon scale mesh underneath.
Are those level 4 plates?
Yes, and they go, good, that's not heavy enough.
Is that weapon legal? Are those level 4 plates? We should leave.
Also, there's the issue of the fact that the Tabana gas, or whatever the fuck the Empire is using, is the cheapest, most mass-produced shit they could get their hands on, because they had to supply a huge fucking army.
Exactly,
yeah.
So
in the beginning, the green shit, on the other hand, is actually really high-end, really expensive stuff, and that's where all the money and the ammunition is going.
Russians used green tracers, but
we know.
So in universe, the actual numbers are so insane they can't be trusted.
Well, we don't really trust the actual numbers. I just I'm going by purely what is shown, what is described, what is explained. I don't pay attention to numbers in Star Wars. Generally, paying attention to numbers in sci-fi stories is just nonsense, and you shouldn't do it, because we don't know actually how any of that shit would work. If we did, we would be doing it, and it wouldn't be sci-fi.
Oh, yeah. No, as a general rule, stormtroopers vibe check everyone they come across that isn't a main character.
Yeah.
Imperial Army is still good enough to somewhat reliably even kill low-tier Force sensitives. And this is like that whole 40k versus Star Wars thing, where they go, oh, look at how weak the stormtroopers are, and then look at how even weaker the Imperial Army is. They're not. The Imperial Army is like the modern GI with a standard M4, but also coming with like standard issue hazmat, biochem gear.
But the other thing is that people again massively underestimate the difference between American forces and the rest of the world. Everyone sees American forces and think that's like the global standard, and this force is better than them. And it's like, actually, no, American forces are not the global standard. If we are the global standard, it's because we're setting it. It's not because everyone else is going to it. And
do you remember the Naboo guards from episode 1?
Yeah.
Yes.
That is roughly the average standard for mid-rim security forces.
Right.
Those guys had rifles, their in-universe equivalent of like I'd want to call it like a Mark 20 grenade launcher, sidearms, and those leather vests actually had like metal inserts.
Yeah.
And they were getting one-tapped by B1 rifles because even the cheap mass-produced B1 rifles were like, hey, overtune them so they kill whatever they do hit.
Because their idea was, well, if we make it out of cheap-ass materials, then it doesn't really matter if the rifle gets destroyed by the overtuned shots, because the droid's probably going to die soon anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, in a single Imperial Army trooper, I would compare, because remember, they are like 90% volunteers. They don't have much conscription until like the fall of the Empire, because they didn't need it.
Exactly,
So I would compare them to like US GI's NATO standard with like the National Guard regiments being
it's like I had to say, I was like, I wouldn't even say NATO standard because like the German troops are fucking pathetic, the French troops are fucking pathetic, the British troops are fucking pathetic. You could
get noble regiments that were explicitly acknowledged as being fat fucks. There was one Imperial Guard regiment. Were their version of the National Guard that had like 20 times the amount of heavy weapons they were supposed to, because every time they were supposed to train with them, they just said they did and never use them. So they just had like a massive stockpile of heavy weapons in the back. I think that was one of the books with Veers in it, Atin, if you remember it. And I think like Veers, I think he shoots someone. And anyways, but the point is, you have like regiments where people are just like given titles and ranks. But those are explicitly shit on by the normal guys.
Well, yeah, isn't the fucking artillery regiments usually filled with noble bastards?
Yeah, because they're kept far enough away, and also because they're usually politically covered enough in case of collateral damage.
Yeah.
Which, as a side note, I just want to point out that those SPMATs are like, again, in universe, that's like a super heavy tank mixed with a self-propelled gun.
Yeah.
Because not only do they have like whole mounted like 20 millimeter autocannons that are just blasters instead, but they have like this super heavy indirect fire plasma weapon that can shoot like across continents.
Yeah.
So like the average Imperial Army regiment, and I want to point this out, there were like billions of these guys, minimum at like just like the standard occupational forces. They were very much a case of your local rebellion just got ripped apart by these guys in 2 days because you brought like fancy pistols and dad's old hunting rifle to a fight where the dude who is armed with the cheapest, crappiest main firearm also happens to be better trained, better equipped, better organized, better led, better commanded, and more disciplined than the most elite rebel unit you have on the field.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you just got ripped to pieces.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. It's like people really don't comprehend, and I'm not like ripping on people for it, but it is what it is. People don't comprehend the state of quality that the rest of the world operates by, because U.S. soldiers are literally held to a cut above standard. It is literally a thing we do. Now, admittedly, we've been degrading the quality of the soldiers for a long time now, over the past, like, say 20 or so years, but is what it is. But point being, though, is, like, you have these constant stories of, like, oh, yeah, these two dudes, their helicopter went down. They proceeded to kill 400 people before they finally died to their wounds. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like... no. There was that one Vietnam story where the dude was like alternating M16s because he and his buddy were both wounded, and he was the only one that could shoot. And he held off like 1,000 Viet Cong for like a whole night until rescue could arrive or something.
Yeah, called artillery on himself and everything.
Yeah, this is absolutely insane stuff. And you get heroes in every unit, but it's like the United States military is designed to, unfortunately, crank them out.
Yeah, well, yeah, true. Sort of. So crank them out, but also at the same time suppress them because the upper management hates them. But no, it's a joke I have with Elaine, the Swede, where every single time Fat Electrician makes another war story video, I'm like, are you time for American Hero Action Hour? Because it's always just like, oh yeah, so there was a time in World War II. Because I mean, he's covered others. He's covered the British once or twice, and usually like a story from the Germans. But like most of them are Americans, because like the Americans just got up to some really silly shit. Like the whole reason why, like the whole reason why the German offensive, the Blitzkrieg at the Battle of the Bulge and all that. The whole reason why that didn't work was because a squad of like 15 dudes blunted the tip of the spear and held up the entire convoy for 3 days.
or like, well, it wasn't like there were so many individual, like there was one team of Americans who had like, right, and there's all kinds of crazy stories from the Battle of the Bulge, right? One of my favorites is there was a team of American infantry who'd been camped out for like a day, 2 days, whatever, and they just had a self-propelled AT or not a they didn't have a self they had a hauled AT gun, right?
Yeah.
And they see this Panzer coming along, and they're like, okay, it's gone side on to us. This is our chance. They fire. It does nothing. They fire. It does nothing. Oh, God. Oh, God. The Panzer's turning to face us. And then they fire the next round, which is the tracer round. And the tracer round is what stops the tracks. And then they just sat there for like 20 minutes firing shells at these guys, doing basically nothing to the Panzer, until they finally managed to cause an ammo cook.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or there's the case of the fucking Sherman Swarm, where it was like, oh yeah, they produced like 4 Tiger tanks, and then we sent 200 Shermans at them.
Yep.
13 Shermans or something
say...
like that to a single Panzer.
Yeah. So it's just like, skill issue. But no, what I'm also
honestly,
there's crazy stories. Like, there's just fucking insane stories that come out all the time about World War II and World War I. Like, World War I, there was this one dude who thought he was the Crusader of God. He was God's chosen.
That dude.
Yeah, he was God's chosen. He alone was going to put an end to the war somehow because whatever reason. And he just stands in an open field fighting 2 machine gun nests, firing at them with his rifle, getting headshot after headshot after headshot, kills like 20 dudes, runs out of ammo. The guys shooting at them with the fucking machine gun are just like, what is going on? I don't understand what's happening. Or like, okay,
how are we not hitting this guy?
He's reloading. We have to rush him now. So they all rush down the hill, and as they're charging at him, he pulls out his revolver, proceeds to fire into the charging people, but they keep charging, not understanding, because they all think he's missing everyone, except for the guy in the farthest back. And he kills them one by one from farthest back, moving forward. And he runs out of ammo on the last dude after killing them all in one shot with a headshot. And he hears another click happen where he looks to his left, and the German commander who pulled out his revolver fired his entire magazine at him and missed every shot, which he has not moved this entire time. And the German commander was like, we surrender.
Dude was the main character. It's a simple
And then proceeds to march several hundred Germans, or is it just 100? Whatever. The triple-digit Germans proceeds to march them down the straightaway, right past 2 other German camps, and just straight to the Allies' headquarters. And he shows up. He's like, "Hey, I've captured triple-digit Germans. What do I do now?" And they're just like, "What the fuck do you mean you've captured triple-digit Germans? We sent you on a scouting mission."
And that's when the military had to invent the phrase reconnaissance in force.
Basically, no.
That was also, there was a guy in Japan who did the same thing.
No, that was a guy who went AWOL to do it.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm not getting enough violence in one of the most horrific theaters of the war. Let me leave my unit just to go kill more Japs.
He would do shit like go up to caves and be like, "I am Commander, fuck your shit. I have 50 guys with me in these trees. If you don't come out, we'll kill you all." And then like they would like charge at him, and he would kill like 3 dudes, and they'd be like, "Oh, if you don't come out, we'll kill you all." And they're like, "Oh, okay, we're gonna surrender now." And he captured like quadruple digit amounts of people.
Lamau.
A lot. in the end, he got like an entire city's worth of people.
He also did shit like ambush Japanese people for their motorcycle. Well, Japanese soldiers for their motorcycle because he wanted a motorcycle.
Ambushing random Japanese civilians to steal their shit to go fight Japanese soldiers.
Yeah.
The motorcycle thing was he saw that there was a group of them in a house.
Sergeant York,
holding a
yes.
meeting. So he just walks up there, gets the motorcycle, rides off on it.
No, he killed him. He shot the two guys out front.
Okay, yeah, okay.
But yeah, like, he just did silly shit like that to the point where like, he was like taking the officer ribbons off of all the people he killed, and he basically had like an entire front half of his body covered in officer ribbons that he took off of captured officers and shit.
So he almost matched Zukov. I got you. No.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, he did like I said. It's just Americans doing really silly shit was just. It's not even gonna get stopped at World War II. It's just that we stopped making heroic tales out of it because war kind of lost its luster in the American public's eye because of all the Hollywood movies. But because we had shit like coming out of Afghanistan, of a case of a 4-man squad gets ambushed in a patrol route through a valley, and you know they're getting RPG fire, rifle fire coming down from them up on the mountain sides and whatnot. They don't know where they're getting fire from. They're getting fire from all around them. You know, grenades are raining down. They're just taking so much fucking fire. Everyone goes down. And you know, the lead sergeant calls in for a medical evac. Helicopter shows up. He runs out into fire. You know, carries all of his squad back into the helicopter, hops into the helicopter himself once he's confirmed that everyone's been saved.
Oh, yeah,
dies.
and then he keels over dead.
Yeah, then he keels over
died,
dead,
yeah.
and they did an autopsy on him, and he got shot over 30 times from an AK-47. He got hit with 13 different grenades. And it was just like, what the fuck? Like, holy shit.
Yeah, I will say, Sign,
Greg.
if you want to use any of that for your actual Star Wars story, have a group of like these random commandos from bumfuck nowhere, middle
I
of
mean,
the
we already
outer...
got the commandos coming out, like literally the commandos, the Republic commandos.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say just have a group of a bunch of crazy Outer Rim mercenaries that are like, oh yeah, you know, we use vac suits to manually board enemy ships mid-combat to capture enemy captains, and this is like the specific tradition of our specific species because this is how we waged war for like 5,000 years, and we've just translated it to space. And also,
That's called Trandoshans.
Yeah, basically.
But I mean,
and
like,
then
yeah,
you can also go ahead.
Tanya's already doing all that.
Gotcha. No, I was just
also,
gonna say
I do
you
just
can
wanna say,
basically come up with anything and say,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
this
well,
one
obviously,
group in the Outer Rim does it.
Oh yeah. Also, I think one of my favorite things
This
is how
Mandalorian unit does it,
poorly
blah, blah, blah.
certain insults for the Trandoshan people aged.
Yeah.
What did they call them?
Oh,
No sign. We're not doing that.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I need the clanker equivalent here to have Tanya throw around.
Sign, you know
Put-
exactly what it is, and you know exactly why you will not be posting it.
Yeah, no.
You put it in the chat or something,
It's,
or is
I
it
don't
even?
think so.
Given
just
the
DM it,
names, I can guess.
Oh,
Really?
you're serious?
Oh
Okay,
no,
yeah,
is it literally just that?
two and two.
Oh, okay. If it's just that, okay, yeah, that's weak.
Yeah.
sauce.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, no,
disappointed.
it was.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I'm just saying it aged very poorly.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. No, there's a joke I can make there, but I won't because I'm not drunk and I can't use that as an excuse.
True,
No,
but I am.
I-
That's why we're
I
reading
would-
Ruby stories.
Oh wait, is that why you show up to this podcast drunk half the time? So you've got the excuse.
Yeah, it's singularly to excuse
It's
my
a built-in
my
excuse.
inane ramblings.
True.
I appreciate the honesty.
You're just now figuring this out?
Honesty is important.
I just thought he
Well,
liked being
honestly,
drunk.
Stein, I just have a higher opinion of Alvor than I do you. So
Oof.
No,
Oof.
sign.
Damn,
Thank
catching
you.
strays.
Low bars.
No, hang on a second. That's
Right?
not a stray. That's
that was very direct.
No,
that was directed.
Sign, if you do want to have a moment where you just like shove 40K scale stuff into Star Wars, remember that their bulk transports just get to absolutely nonsensical sizes. They're not like Highliner from Dune, but I know, like, I think it was like early Imperial era, they had like 30-kilometer long ships that were just like massive bulk transports.
oh yeah, they had crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I've still
using
got
that
that.
later.
So yeah, just the Empire built big things.
Big.
Yes.
You know, effective use of taxes.
Yeah,
You know, usually
actually,
stuff.
unironically, because they were
Slave labor
for logistics.
Oh, you know, I just
Go
got reminded, Atin, and you'll have to answer this question for me since I'm not super familiar with Battletech.
Yes.
Is purposely targeting the mech pilots considered a crime?
God. Not unless you're a clanner, but nobody likes clanners. Not even other clanners.
No, even clanners recognize that it's a legitimate tactic. The
Really?
only thing, yeah, the thing that clanners find abhorrent is melee.
Is what?
Which is why Hatchet Man go burr. The flamethrower and big axe. All I need.
Hatchet Man? You mean best man?
You know it.
Hatchet Man is built scary.
They're built nonsense, but this way they're funny.
Friendly
Hatchet
reminder
Man and
that someone
right.
decided the best way to improve the Hatchet Man was to slap TSM and a supercharger in it, cause the cost to skyrocket, and they were correct.
Listen, all I'm saying is I want to.
What if we just gave it the Battletech equivalent of meth?
Yeah.
I wonder.
No, it's not, Max. It's not just meth. It's 2 doses of meth. It's 2 separate doses.
But anyway, the reason why I ask is because that's what I do in every BattleTech game I play. Is I always core the fucking mech so I can take it for salvage.
Oh shit!
Well, yeah, you're a mercenary. You got to get paid, man.
So I also inevitably in the BattleTech video game pick a fight with every single fucking faction.
Listen, man, that's just a payday.
Yeah.
It's because I kept coring the mechs and then being like, all right, time to sell some shit, and just offloading mechs left and right.
Actually, no. Sneaky, do you mean headshotting them or coring them? Because coring them is killing the seat, is taking out the CT, which is a terrible idea for getting paid.
Blows it up, right? Completely.
Well, when I say coring, I mean
that depends on whether or not Michael A. Stackpole is writing your book.
True.
Fair enough. Anyways, he's pilot killing them.
Well, when I say coring them, I mean killing the cockpit.
Yeah. Okay. No. That's in universe head chopping.
Okay.
I think it's the Gray it's a mercenary company. I think they're like the Gray Guard or Gray Wolves or something.
Gray Death Legion.
Thank you. Isn't that their whole shtick that they like to do that and then take their enemy mechs and use them as their own?
Well, kind of the Gray Death Legion's big shtick was their big shtick was actually well, in addition to just being like good troops. The guy who ran them, Grayson Death Carlisle, which, to be clear, he didn't name himself that. That was his father. His father was an edgy bastard.
Fair.
His big thing was he got a bunch of guys with jetpacks and det packs and just made kneecapper squadrons.
Ha, that's right.
Base.
Oh.
And then later on when they got after they found the Helm memory core, he said, "Excellent. Now I can put my kneecappers in power armor.
Wow. Oh man. But yeah, no. I will let you guys finally get around to reading Ruby.
Oh, please,
But,
we're really gonna do that.
Oh,
I'm
boy,
sure
I
one of
did-
these is gonna make me instantly pop off. So
Have fun.
but
Sneaky.
before that, I want to go back to my particular interest real quick. Sneaky,
Uh-huh.
have I ever shown you the photon torpedo scene from Gundam Reconquista?
of course, you're
Oh,
still on
that
Gundam.
scene! Oh,
And-
goodness,
okay,
yes.
Go ahead.
Those torpedoes, man.
Now, don't sit there. I was trying to find it when you interrupted me with the rant about realism versus realist.
I'm sorry, I can't help it when signposts people being retarded.
Lamau.
But you can control your timing on it.
No, I can't. Okay, I
but
mean
no,
that's
the-
the most real form of photon torpedo I've ever seen, so that's fair enough.
Oh yeah, my favorite part. Because the whole scene includes our pilot there being like, "What the fuck was that?" His common trope in Super Robot is, "I'm gonna fire this weapon that says it's super strong." Oh God, I just committed a war crime. It's like, yeah, no shit, kid. Why do you?
He's not a very
Why do you
smart
think
boy.
it was a big
You know-
red button?
You know, I will say that it is remarkably close to what actually happens when you shoot someone with a photon. I mean, I say remarkably close. It doesn't delete things. Unlike, I assume that's the torpedo part. But
Yeah.
when you shoot someone with a photon, it's actually very interesting. They seemingly are unharmed, and then they drop dead about 12 to 20 days later.
Radiation.
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't that just radiation poisoning?
No radiation was found on them.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, they just died of a brain bleed that suddenly happened. Like it wasn't
From
like building up or anything.
Protons,
They
the
just
thing we're
proton. Yeah,
constantly bombarded with.
Yep.
Photons or protons?
proton.
PH
Well,
or
it was,
PR?
yeah, it was a hadron
Pro-
collider, so it was a proton.
Okay. No, that's nuclear radiation. They got hit with a proton moving at Mach fuck, and this thing tore their body to shreds in ways they couldn't perceive.
Oh yeah, but that's what I mean. Like 12 days later, their brain just basically exploded with bleeds. But like it took
Yeah.
12 days for it to happen. Like they were fine for all of that time, and then they were just like, oh, and then just
Well,
fell
they got
over
an
dead.
instant dose of lethal radiation right at that moment, and it took that long to kill them. But that is
Yeah.
radiation poisoning.
Okay. That was radiation. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, like I said, it's remarkably close to what a weapon like that would actually do in terms of just
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that just gets deleted. Why? You really don't want the science behind it, but trust me when I say it just does.
Like the
Yeah.
only
Don't ask
two things-
questions, maybe.
the only things I know that come even close to that level of like, what the hell do you mean it does this? Would be Max brought it up in chat already, but the turn A and turn X Moonlight Butterfly, which is I'm releasing hungry nanobots.
Yeah, well, I mean, nanobots are at
What?
least a little bit more. The nanobots are more reasonable because we can at least conceptualize them and we can kind of understand them as a object doing a thing. Whereas in like when you talk
Yeah.
about protons and photons to people, if they even understand what you're talking about in the first place, but assumingly they do, they're like, oh yeah, protons are like the thing that's making up stuff, and like photons, that's like light. And it's like, yeah, but if you shoot light in this way, it vaporizes the target, and people will just go, if you do what to the photon, it vaporizes things.
Yeah.
Well, it's a laser. If you put enough energy into it, it cooks them off. They vaporize.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's still like that's a different thing to people. Like like they don't associate the ability to see with, well, if you twist the photon like this, the target disintegrates. It's like,
Yeah.
Have you
Hold up.
ever put
Hold
ants
up.
under a magnifying glass?
a lot of
Fine.
people don't.
That's just burning them.
And again, yeah, that's just burning them to a lot of people. B, you used a magnifying glass. You didn't use science and math to explain why suddenly twisting a photon causes your body to corkscrew out of existence.
Because
Funny
fuck you,
math.
that's why.
Those are fairly different things.
But yeah, so anyway, Ruby crossovers, because Ruby crossovers we haven't done in a very long time.
All right, Sneaky.
You know, there's probably reasons.
I'm sure there's none, but is there a Ruby BattleTech section?
Yes.
There's at least one story somewhere.
I know for a fact there is, and we'll bring it up here. It's a very small section, to be fair.
I was going to say, I don't expect it to be large.
Why do we have 11 Battlefield stories? What do you mean there's 11 Battlefield stories? What do you mean Ruby,
like
Birth of the Iron Cross? Guys, what are we doing?
What?
Ruby would never.
Well, you see.
What do you mean Team Ruby
Gang
ends
is
up in
supposed
World
to
War
be-
One?
Oh.
Oh, no,
yeah,
sorry,
I
my
hope
bad. It's a World War One character that ends up in Ruby
Oh, he's dead.
from the Battlefield 5 campaign?
He's dead.
Oh, he's very dead.
Incredibly fucked.
You're not surviving that one, soldier. I'm sorry.
Sir, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're dead. Very dead.
Yeah, I hope at least one of those BattleTech crossovers is making fun of Atlas's mech. For being such an awful design.
Oh, sorry, Ruby,
Which mech?
Arrival of the Wehrmacht. Oh, so it's World War.
Oh.
A 17-year-old
Okay.
boy from. Oh, it's the tank crew boy, the one that all of the women went silly over.
Huh?
So, in Battlefield World War One, there was a story about this German tank crew boy, who was fresh out of the boot camp, and he's an innocent little pumpkin, and he gets surrounded in Dead Man's Land when their tank breaks down. Very
That
sad
sounds
story.
horrifying.
Yeah, and a bunch of
Yeah.
women were pining after him because
Of
he's
course.
a cute little muffin
Of
or something.
course. God
Um,
damn it! Where's that edit of Ruby wearing the uniform?
What? I don't like how you said that. The uniform.
Yeah.
on the
You know
final
which
days of World
uniform.
War II on the Western Front, he was mysteriously transported to a world of remnant, different from Earth. What will the young man think and do? Yeah, I can't imagine what a German Nazi. Oh, sorry, repetitive. What a young generation Nazi would feel and think about the state of Canon Remnant. Yeah, I think he would have a
Boy.
couple of opinions, guys, about the state.
You're talking one of the HY boys there. Yeah, I think he might have some opinions.
I think he might have some opinions.
Several of them.
Remember, that was the most
They were the reactionaries.
enthusiastic group.
Yeah, they were the reactionaries.
Just-
yeah.
Yeah, they were just shy of the SS, wasn't it?
A little bit.
Like they were a close
They
second.
were enthusiastic.
Yeah.
You know, in the harmless, adorable way that all small tykes are.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously that's what we're talking about here. Yeah. We're just gonna
That's not what you're talking about, is it?
move on.
No.
Really, not a single BattleTech. Wait, maybe it's under Mech Warrior.
I would battle
Mech,
in Mech Warrior.
Mech. Metal
Masume?
Slug. Mech Warrior Battletech. I was right.
Fuck.
12 stories.
12.
One more than Battlefield. And all of them are in English.
Of course they are.
Harass of Nothing. To escape her father's overbearing control, Weiss steals her ancestral battle mech and shoots her way to freedom, eventually joining Rose's Rowdies mercenary group and finding a new home with them. Now Yokiz has tracked her down, and Weiss might not be able to keep her hard-earned liberty with a quick trigger alone. No prior Battletech or Ruby knowledge needed. Ruby in Battletech.
Well,
No
that sounds
power.
just-
I mean,
AU.
I'm much more of a fan of this version of Weiss.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, no
Sneaky,
power
did
AU.
Oh, really?
No power AU. Yep.
Also, can I just say, that would actually be baller. It's like, we're gonna have to go get my grandfather's weapon. What was his weapon? It was a mech suit. It was a what?
We have to go get my grandfather's and our ancestral weapon. What would that be? Our battle mech.
mech.
What the fuck?
You know what?
Battle mech.
Why?
Okay.
The Family Atlas, of course.
Okay.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
The studio that did
God.
Ice Kingdom, they could do the funniest thing. in
They have
season
the
2.
chance
Be
to
like,
do the funniest thing.
This is how he got his nickname, Big Nick.
This is Big Nick's Big Nick, and yes, he also has a Big Nick.
I can listen, I need to hang on. I gotta go make a custom Atlas variant called the Big Nicholas now.
The Big
And the best-
Nicholas.
The
The best part listen,
Nicholas.
the best part is I can put that on the table and everyone will think it's a Kernsky joke.
That's fair. Wait, did I not? No, I definitely bought
You-
BattleTech. Wait, who did I own BattleTech through? Is that GOG?
You've got to get a snowflake somewhere on there.
Absolutely. That'll be like the Merc company symbol or something. I don't know.
Well, it's great because people who play the game will be like, "Oh, it's this joke," but the people who actually will be like, "Oh, you son of a bitch."
Oh, it is. I do own it on. I own it on GOG. Yeah, I own it on GOG. Okay, that makes
Also,
sense.
I will say, because I'm a weirdo and a masochist, I cannot recommend Rogue Tech enough for the work they do to put that game into a near tabletop state.
Which one, BattleTech?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Hairbrained, the Hairbrained scheme
Hairbrained.
BattleTech.
Yeah.
Rogue
That was a good one.
Tech does a lot. Like the Hairbrained Schemes one it's fine. It's totally fine. Nothing wrong with it. However, Rogue Tech does what they frankly should have been doing.
Mm-hmm. Is Rogue Tech a mod for it?
Yeah, Rogue Tech is a mod that
I might have to go play it then.
Okay, I will warn you, in much the same way that actual BattleTech is rude as fuck. Rogue Tech is rude as fuck. Sneaky, a lot of the stuff that you're used to doing is not going to work. Like, you do not get an aim bonus for called shot. You get an aim penalty.
Yeah, I imagine.
And they completely rework the dodge system so that it actually functions like tabletop, so that what it is that you get a malus for moving and shooting. You get an additional malus for sprinting and shooting. Your opponent gets a malus to hit you if you walked, based on the amount of hexes that you travel. So it can be, right, if you've got a mech that goes, like 6'9", sometimes walking is fine, because that's still like -3 to the other guy's chance to hit you. So yeah, it is very, very, very different, and especially you having played like regular harebrained schemes BattleTech are gonna have a learning curve. So just don't be surprised by that.
This is what we call a difficulty tweak!
Yeah. Now, of course, the benefit of that is they included all kinds of things that are not present.
I am fine with as harsh as rules in a game as possible, so long as everyone is playing by the same ones.
They are.
Yeah.
I love it when games are like, here's the hardcore mode. I'm like, okay, is it going to be 400% HP for the enemy and minus 200% damage for me? No!
Yep.
Everyone dies in one shot. Fucking sign me up.
Yep. I love that.
Yeah, I would say, it's not so much everyone dies in one shot as...
I was specifically referencing Metro.
Oh, Metro, yeah. Metro. You got hit? You probably dying.
You're dead, boy.
Good news. The good news, the enemy also died in one. Bad news, he had a friend.
The bad news, he shot you in the leg and you've acquired...
Oh no, it's the
super
librarians!
techniques.
Wouldn't it be a shame if... Railgun.
Man, I don't even bother with that. Just automatic shotgun.
That's fair. See, I
I'm
was
not
doing that
dealing
at
with your
first.
bullshit today.
that...
I hate
Max,
this thing so much.
Max, what game was it that we were playing together and where I got spooked and proceeded to unload the entire magazine of auto-shotty into something? What game was that? Was that Left 4 Dead?
You're asking me to remember, like, 15 to 16 years of friendship on...
I am,
something
on the
that's happened to
spot.
both of us. Out of something that's happened to both of us several times in solo and co-op.
That's fair, yeah. But yeah,
oh,
it's just like, oh god!
Sneaky. No, Sneaky.
Yeah.
It was Far Cry 4. Flaming
Yes.
leopard jump scared you out of the...
The leopard jump, right, yes!
Yeah, because somehow we'd accidentally caught the poor thing on fire, or something did, and it just comes screaming out of the jungle, right?
It's just... So, we lit this whole field on fire. I lit the field on fire. And we're sitting there, we're fighting a shit ton of dudes, explosions everywhere. I hear no. I go, what the fuck? And out of the bushes is this fucking leopard on fire screaming right at me. And I'm just like, holy fuck!
It
just slows to a stop right in front of me, dead. And I'm just like, holy shit, I just had a heart attack.
Far Cry 4's multiplayer is some of the best experience because of all the AI happening in that fucking all this pre-programmed stuff and the variables for it are so
Oh
good.
my god. Oh, Far Cry 4 was truly peak.
Remember when we camped out like 2 spots on the map and we're pretty sure we destroyed the local bear population in one spot and the local snow leopard population in the other?
Yeah, I think I have a picture
them for,
of that still.
We just hunted them for like 45 minutes with bait.
Yeah.
What the fuck, guys?
Just kept throwing bait. And just kept throwing bait.
Why did my sailors just jump ship? What the fuck?
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I did take screenshots.
Oh no. Oh, you still have them.
I have the screenshot. The war on bears.